Okay, so we're going to be going over the compressed air system that we have at the shop here. So for starters, before we get into the actual system and how it works, first we're going to go over the PPE for when you're using the system. So first thing we're going to want is some gloves just to kind of protect your skin from the compressed air when you're using it. As well, this machine does get very loud. We're going to want earplugs, and we're going to want some safety glasses as well, especially if you're going to be working in a dusty area or anything like that. You're definitely going to want something along those lines. So let's put on this PPE here. All right, so let's take a look at the system here. So this air compressor, you can see it's a pretty big one. It's a lot bigger than the other ones you guys might be exposed to in guys' trucks when they're working on pressure system, pressure tanks, something like that. This one powers, there's several compressed air lines that go through the shop that go to the tire machine. Generally, the only thing you really should be using this one for, filling tires, things like that. So obviously here we have the tank. This one actually holds the compressed air. Leaving the tank, we have this red hose, which then goes to this piping system, which sends the compressed air to the other systems that use it. We have the hose reel coming up here, and this hose reel is what you're going to be using most often. So for starters, you just pull out. Once you hear those multiple clicks, that's when you can let go to feed it back in. Just pull until it's not clicking. It goes back in. So most air compressors, the fittings that you're going to be using are these quick connects. How these are used is basically you just pull them back and then push the connection into that, release that collar, and that's going to secure the fitting in there. To release it, exact opposite, pull that in and just pull out the connection. So there's different types of connections you can put on that. Like I said, the most common you'll be using is just a head like this, which all these heads should be on top of the compressor. If not, they might be sitting on that bench or something, but they should all be nearby here. You might have something like this, which is used to fill up the tires. So for this machine here, the on and off switch is over here. So it's very important that when it is not in use, the off switch is off. Just because when it is on auto, or you can see here, when it's switched to auto, if the compressed air level is below a certain point, it will kick on until it gets to that point, then it will automatically kick off. So if you turn it on and it fills up, shuts itself off, when you're done, make sure you return it to off. Otherwise, the system may slowly bleed air. It may kick on in the middle of the night when no one's here to supervise it. If this belt were to fall off or anything, it could run all night and potentially catch fire. So always make sure when you leave this machine, it's in the off position. When you are going to use it, so you'll turn it on, there is a yellow valve right here. This is what actually allows the compressed air into the system. So always when you're done using it, make sure that valve is off. Just as simple as giving it a quarter turn. You can hear the air fill up the system. There you go, turn that back off. So it's pretty simple that way. Just always remember and watch the other safety videos attached here, and read the notes in this safety training for kind of the hazards associated with it. But just keep in mind, it doesn't seem very dangerous. It's just air, but compressed air can be definitely a hazard and can be dangerous. So always work safely. If you're not sure about anything, feel free to reach out to anyone, preferably a manager or member of this safety committee. So yeah.